Hello and welcome to the 2017 Joule Donegal International Rally, round 4 of 6 in the Clonakilty Black Pudding Irish Tarmac Rally Championship. And this is our look at the other classes outside of the main field of competitors as we concentrate on the National or Modified Championship, Historic, Group N and Juniors.
It's now time for the eagerly anticipated Joule Donegal International Rally, the 4th round in the Clonakilty Black Pudding Irish Tarmac Championship. It is the only 3-day rally left on this island, and it's one that competitors and spectators are looking forward to immensely. Have we ever seen an entry of this calibre in Donegal?
That's fantastic. I mean, I think it is definitely the best that I've ever seen here anyway. Modified section is going to be someone else, like, both enjoyable to be involved in and enjoyable to watch, I hope.
The hype seems to be higher this year than lots of other years. You know, it's strange. It seems to get more and more adrenaline rush every year, and everybody's looking forward to it.
The enthusiasm, the crowd and the welcome is something really special.
One interesting entry is the Darien T90 GTR of Ian Barrett, one of the managing directors of the rally sponsors, the Joule Group.
First time doing the rally, so from the driving side, I'm not expecting a whole lot. So we want to get out and get the 3 days under our belt. We're going okay this year, but we're having some reliability issues, so we need to get the car sorted, you know.
So the cars and crews head away for the first of 20 stages, 6 to be traversed on day 1. The hard-fought 2017 Modified Series sees leader Kevin Eves hoping to maintain his position on his home rally. Eves has been very impressive to date with the maximum points in West Cork and Killarney, and Eves got off to an excellent start and led the Donegal National Rally overnight as he looked to extend his lead in the series. His lead after 6 stages, 8.5 seconds. Letterkenny's Damien Gallagher slotted into second place after the opening 6 stages in his Mark II Ford Escort and was going well until his mechanics discovered a broken brake disc at service at the end of day 1, which they remedied overnight. Gary Kiernan has been particularly unfortunate this year. He's forced to retire his Escort in both West Cork and Killarney, and in Donegal he wouldn't see out the opening day.
Get out of it, just clear right down to 3 wheels, that's your 100. And a long 4-8 tightens to square 8. Long 4-8 tightens to square, what's the tightens? 80, care, 4 left, up, super crest, 4 left, up, super crest.
Kiernan had a good opening loop of 3 stages but retired with a broken stub axle on the repeat run. Brian Brogan's only other appearance of the season was in West Cork, and that ended in mechanical failure. In Donegal it was to be another non-finish as he crashed the Escort on the very first stage at Trenta. Damien Tourish was another local driver who also had trouble on the opener with the alternator in his Escort, but the Letterkenny man rejoined under Rally 2 to try and salvage some points for the Modified Championship. Eugene Megan, second in the series, had problems with his BMW and had mechanical trouble all weekend. He too had to rejoin the event under Rally 2 rules. Declan Gallagher was third after the opening day in his Toyota Starlet. Gallagher is a former Irish Tarmac Rally Championship national champion and lost a little time when he came across the stricken Brian Brogan, and a can of energy drink also exploded inside the car during the opening loop. It really was a race of attrition early on. Monaghan's Gary McPhillips stalled his Escort at the start of Special Stage 2 and then had no starter for Special Stages 5 and 6. Nonetheless, he was 4th at day's end, 20 seconds off the leader Eves. Another Gallagher, Kevin, is another local man who builds the engines for many of his rival competitors in the national category. He was using a 2.5 litre Honda engine in his Darien T90. He was 5th, just 1.9 seconds off McPhillips. 6 were Ryan Loughran and Gareth Doherty in the Mark II Escort. A steady run through the opening 6 tests and 27.6 seconds off the lead. Adrian Hetherington and Ronan O'Neill lost time at Brian Brogan's off, and they were 7th in the national category with just 1.7 seconds off Loughran. Cavan's Jonathan Pringle's been out of rallying for a while, and he admitted he was off the pace somewhat, but he slotted into 8th, 2.4 seconds off Hetherington.
1 left, go, 60, 2 left in over crest after the fence, 100 down to chicane. That's 200 there now, down to your chicane. Off it, you're off it. 3 Dales, 40, turn hairpin left, 40, turn hairpin left.
Vivian Hamill from Tyrone started Donegal almost 30 points behind Eves in the championship, and he needed to start scoring well in the remaining rounds. He was 9th overnight. Another Tyrone driver is Frank Kelly in another Mark II. He was 10th overnight, not quite on the pace of the top cars, and he confessed he's often slow to get up to speed on the opening day of Donegal. At least Kelly got to the end of stage 6 and day 1, which is more that can be said for Ian Barrett. Mechanical trouble forced his retirement after just one stage. Welshman Phil Collins also had trouble on the opener in his immaculate Escort, but he rejoined under Rally 2 as we head for service at the end of the action on day 1.
Kevin, fantastic to be sitting at the top at the end of day 1.
Yeah, I don't think that's all we could have hoped for this morning now, but hey, there must be 6 or 7 of us within, I think, 20 seconds, so it's a good way to be after the first day, but there's going to be so much to go for tomorrow and Sunday too, so we'll see how it goes.
Day 2 is the longest of the rally. There's 4 stages run twice. Gary Gort for stages 7 and 9, Knockalla 8 and 10, Carnhill stages 11 and 13, and then Gartan is the location for stages 12 and 14. The fans gather out on the stages, waiting to see the modified cars run over some of the most iconic special stages in Ireland, in some of the world's most beautiful scenery. And as usual in Donegal, every vantage point is taken. Championship leader Kevin Eves got off to an excellent start and led the National Rally overnight as he looked to extend his lead in the series. However, after setting another quick time on the opening stage at Gary Gort on Saturday, he crashed out on the Knockalla stage, drifting too wide and a left-hander. Kevin was taken to hospital with a foot injury, but was none the worse for his accident, and the stage was then cancelled. Kevin Gallagher lives near the end of the Knockalla stage in Rathmullen and has crashed in the past, so he exercised caution here. But with Eves off, his Darien took a 4.9 second lead after 10 stages. Damien Gallagher was second midway through the second day, and his Mark II was going nicely. In touch with the leader, he was happy with the way the rally was unfolding, and he was pushing hard on the opening stages of day 2. Gary McPhillips was now third after 10 special stages and was 22.5 seconds off the lead held by Kevin Gallagher. Still plenty of time and stage miles to make even bigger inroads. Declan Gallagher was fourth, just over a second behind McPhillips after 10. His start had developed though a misfire on stage 7, and he admitted he was slightly unnerved after Eve's accident. There's a number of classes within the national category, and Peter Wilson's Escort was second to Declan Gallagher in the 2-litre Class 13 battle and was 12th overall. Cormac Phelan was third in Class 13, but was only 0.9 of a second off Wilson in his Honda Civic after 10 stages.
3 left into 1 right then, 65 right, 65 right here, 80, turn square left then.
John Bonner is a championship contender and son of former winner and recently inaugurated club president Vincent Bonner. He was 14th after 10 after encountering problems on day 1.
Of course, your father was the first Donegal man to win this rally. What type of advice would he give you for the likes of this 3-day event?
He told me to stay away from it, and I've worked for 40 years.
Vincent Bonner, the first Donegal man to ever have won this event, but you've been given a new prestigious role this year.
Yeah, we were very lucky, to get the honour of being president of the club, after so many years, and such, there were such nice people that had the honour before me, and it's great to be able to get that mantle.
A quick look now at the historics. Second, and after 10 stages, the leader were the Welsh pairing of Barry Jones and Ian Griffiths in their Escort. It was a mighty tight battle as they led by just 0.9 of a second. Second by a blink of an eye were Ernie Graham and Tim Sayer. Third, the Tyrone pairing of Ronan Campbell and Paul Curry, 26 seconds off Barry Jones' lead. So these the top 5 in the modified or national category after 10 special stages. Kevin Gallagher leads in the Darien. He's got a 4.9 second lead now from Damien Gallagher. Gary McPhillips is third, Declan Gallagher fourth, and Adrian Hetherington in 5th place.
We may be in one of the most relaxing places in the world right now, but there's nothing relaxed about that battle that's taking place in the modified class. and we will resume for day 3 of the dual Donegal International Rally after the break.
Welcome back to the dual Donegal International Rally, round 4 of the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship, and the remaining 4 stages on day 2 and the final 6 stages of the final day, where we will be continuing our look at the national category cars, 2-wheel drive cars, plus the historics and the juniors. And so to the action on the second day's 4 remaining stages. And Kevin Gallagher's Darien led the way at the end of the day, but only just by 0.6 of a second. His car hit a chicane on special stage 13, which caused left front panel damage.
We dropped a bit of time there in the last 2 now. We had a chicane and broke the front section, and it's lifting up all the time. We tied it down before the start of that stage, but it broke again. So it did. So we've dropped. I would say they're virtually nothing in it now.
No issues for second place Damien Gallagher and navigator Mac Walsh. Less than a second behind Kevin Gallagher, and a bit of daylight now to third place. Gary McPhillips was lying in 4th place in the Escort after 12, having slipped from 3rd after 11 tests, but his rally ended on stage 13. So it was a Gallagher 1, 2, 3 now, and Declan was really enjoying the battle over the classic stages, and at the end of day 2 of 3 he was 43.6 seconds off the national category lead. Ryan Locker would be 4th at day's end, 20 seconds off 3rd place. He had a left front wheel issue on stage 14. He thought it was collapsed bearings, but according to Locker himself, it had just come slack. Jonathan Pringle was finally getting into the groove and was 5th, 11.8 seconds off Lochran. Pringle, though, had a big moment on stage 13. Paul Sheridan calls the notes.
Plus comes quick. 6 right plus comes quick. Comes quick, kiddo. 60. Good for the cameras. 4 left plus. And push over flat crest, go 130 down.
Adrian Hetherington was 6th, 2.1 seconds off Pringle. He also escaped some moments on the afternoon stages in his Mark II Ford Escort. There was also a battle for the 2-wheel drive category, with Callum Devine and Brian Hoy leading in their Opel Adam and 10th overall in the international section.
80 line, absolute 4 right, keep opens over the crest, 350. Crest, and you do have 120 after for slot hairpin right. You have 120 after the crest for slot hairpin right. Okay. 100.
Second in R2 after 2 days and 10 stages were Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan in their 208. They were 34 seconds behind Devine. William Crichton and Liam Regan were 3rd in R2, but some way back from the front 2 in their class. They were 21st place overall as well, with 1 day remaining. James Wilson and Gavin Doherty from Armagh went out of this year's event after special stage 12. They had been pushing for a podium position in the R2 class before their retirement.
And 2 1 right long 60 and a 1 left long in as your ballsy. 1 left now, 2 right, slippy 150 out it. Good on her, at a bite. You're all good man. 1 left and a 3 right plus, cure 60.
Veteran John Coyne, who finished 2nd in Donegal in 1982 in a Talbot Sunbeam, returned from his US base to compete in this year's event and was leading Class 6 in the Porsche after day 2.
This isn't your first visit to Donegal.
No, I've been coming here since 1972. Just fantastic. We maybe got the ride height a little bit low. It was quite bumpy out there and we were bottoming out a few times, but other than that, fantastic.
And so Letterkenny prepares for the final day of the rally. The rally-based town looking a picture thanks mainly to the efforts of the Tidy Towns Committee. There's also the need for extra stock taken on by local businesses in order to cater for the tens of thousands of visitors attracted to the region by the rally. And there's also the hundreds of volunteer marshals and officials that need to be kept fed and watered over the weekend.
Day 3 of the Dual Donegal International Rally. We're out here on Fannet Head, the first of 6 stages today. Such close competition, especially in the modified class, which is being led at the minute by Donegal man Kevin Gallagher.
On to stages 15, 16 and 17 on the final day, and with the rain now falling, the picture in the national category started to change. Kevin Gallagher led, but only just going to the final day. When he retired on stage 15, all crews caught out on wrong tyres in the unexpected rain. His retirement handed the lead to Damien Gallagher's Escort, which cracked an exhaust on stage 17, and that needed a quick welding job at final service. Damien's lead now stood at 52 seconds.
Damien, you do have a cushion of a lead, but as you've just found out, the rally's not over till it's over.
No, definitely not. I mean, anything can break, anything can happen. That happened in the last 2. Really got really bad in high lane there. But the car was definitely done in power with it, but we still managed to come out of it. As far as no fastest modified on it, but just about, you know. I definitely want no more scares I get, to be honest.
There were wiper problems for Declan Gallagher, and his Toyota started was second with 3 stages to go. Could he reel in the leader as he spoke about his tyre problems?
Everybody was in hard slicks, but look at we got through it. Unfortunately for Kevin Gallagher, he didn't get through. He was having a great drive up into that, but look at if we can get through these next 3 now and try and keep a middling pace going on, we'll be happy enough.
Ryan Loughran, however, reported no issues in his Mark II Ford Escort. He was third after 17 tests. His gap to Declan Gallagher, 11.8 seconds.
We took some time off him this morning there, 13 I think it was, and he took about 4 back over the last 2 stages, so I think we were down to about 10 now, so it's still all to play for, but it's hard work now, definitely hard work.
Fourth was the Escort of Adrian Hetherington and Ronan O'Neill. They spun the car on stage 15, Fannet Head, which didn't help, and he was 40.6 seconds back from Loughran. No major issues for Jonathan Pringle in the Escort. Fifth with 3 stages to go. He was fancying his chances of moving up because he was just 4.7 seconds off 4th place.
Into long 3 right in past the lay-by, go 40. Care 3 right into a 3 right again, and then come back for a 3 left minus over crest.
Andrew McLoone had the youngest ever navigator to contest Donegal in Ethan McColgan in the hot seat, who might have been in an even hotter seat on the following morning.
So I believe that you've taken a bit of time out of one of the most important exams as well in your school career to take part this weekend.
I definitely have. I'm doing my last ever exam in school tomorrow morning. But obviously no revision, the pace notes have been out instead of the school books.
And so to our class roundup as we complete the final stages of this year's Donegal International Rally. Class 2 for 2-wheel drive cars, and third, William Crichton and Liam Regan in their Peugeot 208. Second and 9th on the international standings, Marty Gallagher and Dean O'Sullivan, who also took maximum points for the R2 Championship. With the winner in R2 and 7th overall in the international standings, the Opel Adam of Callum Devine and Brian Hoy. The winner of Class 3 was the Tyrone pairing of Christopher Boyce and Pascal Dillon in their Civic. In Class 4, or Group N, Aidan Ray had been the leader in his Mitsubishi and was 8th overall until he retired on special stage 16. William Mavety had been leading the registered competitors until head gasket trouble caused the engine to overheat and he was forced to retire after 12 stages. Third in the showroom category then were Gavin Kelly and Elaine Nichet, who took maximum points in the Group N Championship. Second, Colin Murphy, a former Group N champion, who hit a chicane on stage 1, but he finished second in the class in the Subaru. The Group N winner also finished 10th overall, and they were Cathal McCourt and Stephen O'Hanlon in the Evo 9. Elsewhere, Class 9 was won by Jean MacDonald and Emmett Kelly in an Escort. Class 10 went to John and Niall Kelly in their Toyota. Class 11F winners, Damien Cullen and Danny Cannon in his Civic. Class 11R, Johnny Jordan and Gary McNern in their wheel-wheel drive Starlet. In Class 12, the winners Vincent and Jane Collins in the Escort. Class 15, William and Billy Vance in the Evo 8. And Class 22 winners, Liam McFall and Matthew McKenna in their Mitsubishi. The top historics, in 4th place, David Goose, a farmer by trade and over from England, with new Irish navigator Robert Harold. Third, Keith McIver and David Burns in their Ford Escort RS. Second, Barry Jones and Ian Evans from Wales in the Mark II, losing out by 55.6 seconds to the Escort of Ernie Graham and Tim Sayer.
It was such a tough rally, really close competition. It was pushing all the way, a bit of pressure. Today the rain spiced up a wee bit, and it was amazing to get here in the end.
Only 3 championship registered crews made it to the finish of a very testing Sunday for the junior competitors. Changing conditions saw only half of the 20 starters make the finish. Tygiernan Kelly and Conal Doherty had been second until retiring on the penultimate stage in their Civic. Johnny Traynor and Stephen McElroy were actually leading the juniors until the last stage when they slid off and retired. And their retirement handed victory to the local crew of Stephen Peoples and Kieran Burke in their Ford Escort. Second in juniors were Niall Curran and Darren Curran, also from County Donegal, in their Civic. They were just 9.2 seconds off the winners. Jenna McCann finished a fine third overall to extend her lead in the junior championship to 6 points. Conor Duffy was her co-driver in the R2 Fiesta.
I'm delighted to finish Donegal, and to get a podium finish is just the icing on the cake. Now, I really enjoyed today.
So, in reverse order, this was the top 10 in the national category. 10th, Michael Carbon and Conor Mohan in their Mitsubishi Evo 4. 9th, Peter Wilson and Brendan McElhenney in the Ford Escort. 8th, in another Escort, John Bonner and Leon Jordan. Damien Toner and Denver Rafferty were in 7th place in a Mark II. Adrian Hetherington and Ronan O'Neill came in 6th in a Ford Escort. Vivian Hamill and Andrew Greenan were in 5th place in another Mark II. As a result of that, Hamill took maximum championship points.
A good day today, a tricky day for tyre choice, etc., just in getting through the stages, but we just held in and got to the finish and happy.
4th, Jonathan Pringle and Paul Sheridan in their Mark II Ford Escort. 3rd, Ryan Loughran and Gareth Doherty. They were 44.1 seconds off the overall winner. Declan Gallagher and John McCarthy finished second in their Toyota Starlet, 42.8 seconds off the winner, which was Damien Gallagher and co-driver Mac Walsh in their Ford Escort Mark II.
A very deserved position to be here on the finish ramp this evening.
Absolutely delighted. I mean, humble's a word I would use. We've tried so long, so hard for this event over the years to try and put it together and try and win it, and we finally have done it.
So the top 5 in the national category: Vivian Hamill in 5th place, 4th Jonathan Pringle, 3rd Ryan Loughran, in 2nd place Declan Gallagher, with the overall winner Damien Gallagher. The top 5 in the modified championship after 4 rounds: Kevin Eves still leads despite his non-finish in Donegal. 2nd, Eugene Megan. 3rd is Vivian Hamill. John Devlin in 4th and John Bonner in 5th place.
The crowds are out in full force here at the Mount Errigal Hotel in Donegal to welcome home their national winner, Damien Gallagher. But it's Vivian Hamill who takes the championship honours here in Donegal. And the championship battle will recommence in Ulster when we go there in August. See you then.